Nearly half of Americans believe corporate diversity programs discriminate against white men. A Rasmussen report poll found that 48% of Americans believe corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs discriminate against white men, with 26% saying it is very likely. In contrast, 38% do not believe DEI is used to discriminate, while 18% say it's not at all likely, and 13% are unsure. The poll revealed that 38% of respondents think DEI policies make corporations worse, while 29% believe they make companies better. Among those very familiar with DEI, 54% say such policies make companies worse, and 60% believe DEI is likely being used to discriminate against white males. Political affiliation influences perceptions of DEI. 51% of Democrats think DEI makes companies better. 58% of Republicans say it makes companies worse. Additionally, 68% of Republicans believe DEI is used as an excuse for discrimination against white males, a view shared by 36% of Democrats and 42% unaffiliated voters. The fact that it's 36% of Democrats agreeing, that's a very big number. Tom, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think finally, the polls are coming out and people are coming to their senses. Remember, DEI during COVID was just absolutely forced on people. If you're not DEI, then, we're going to boycott you and we're going to do this. And Chef Boyardee, you're out. And Aunt Jemima, you're out. All of this stuff that was coming at that time. And now we're finally getting polls out to see what does the average person think? And what are people saying? And they're looking at it and they're saying, I don't know about this DEI thing. We want to hire the best person possible. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your lifestyle is. Are you the best person possible for this job? Most people share that view, and people are looking around and saying, you're making an excuse to say, okay, well, I'm not going to hire the white men because that represents legacy America. And so I'm just going to cross those candidates off, and then I'm going to go look at these other candidates. And by definition, that is discrimination. When you say, I will not consider these people for their gender, religion, race, creed, country of origin, whatever that is, I'm not going to consider you. And because I don't want to, or I feel something about you. That, by definition, is discrimination. And so DEI, in far too many corners, was a reverse discrimination program. And now people in polls are calling it out.
Adam.
Well, I don't care what these stats show. It's almost irrelevant to me. I think we all understand what DEI actually intended to do and what it actually did. On the surface, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, these are all great things. But when you actually look at the practice of what these things did, it did one thing. It's like, oh, you're a straight white man? Well, get the hell out of here. Why are you here? Why do you even show up for the job interview, buddy? You're exactly the opposite of who we're looking for. And I love that AI company that basically said, we're no longer hiring for DEI, we're hiring for MEI, merit, excellence, and intelligence. Because for the whole premise of DEI, what it sought out to do was give people jobs and give people opportunities that actually didn't deserve those opportunities. It's the exact opposite of what affirmative action was set out to do initially, which I think the Supreme Court actually took down affirmative action about a year ago, because it's essentially the difference between the truth and my truth. Well, we're all solving for the truth. We're all solving for equality, the equality of opportunity, not the equality of outcome. And we've seen company after company after company basically hemorrhage in people's eyes when it's like, yeah, your DEI thing, United Airlines, where 50% of people are going to be pilots. Yeah, it turns out 95% of pilots are actually men. How are you going to make that happen? And because Boeing, half the time, Boeing's flights don't show up to where they need to be. They're falling out of the sky. The basic premise of a flight is let's get these people where they need to go. The story we did last podcast, John Deere and the other tractor company, where they're like, yeah, we're not going to do this DEI thing because it turns out the people that like to drive tractor trailers and buy this type of products are just white men. It's like you're not going to get gay black midgets to start buying tractor trailers. It's not their thing. Bud Light learned a lesson. How much did Bud Light lose over the last $8 billion or whatever it was? You can't just put quotas into things and then just say, listen, we're trying to make things even. It doesn't work that way. It's based on market. It's based on supply. It's based on demand. And it's based on merit. So it's falling apart.
It's okay. Let's just admit it. It's okay to be racist if it's just towards you guys. White, just straight white men. We're Middle Eastern, we're in a different category, but they just made it that it's totally okay. And DEI does not work. DEI got us Karine Jean-Pierre, you got Kamala Harris, you got Sam Britton, the LGBTQ people that are stealing stuff from, it just does not work. And it's just ridiculous that you guys get the ass end of it because it's totally cool to be, you can't be racist towards anybody, you get canceled except straight white men.
And you can't have public opinions.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Tom, why you're a straight man? Why are you talking
by the way,
right now?
this is the DEI. By the way, I thought this was a costume or like a character on a show. This is Sam Britton. He's the guy that was stealing like black women's clothing from airports and then wearing it. And the lady was like, wait, that's my dress that he's wearing.
Tell him who he actually was and what was his job.
He was the head of what
he was in the Biden administration as the nuclear physicist or something like that.
Yeah, he had
the guy.
He had a high ranking job, but it's like this is what happens. You get Karine Jean-Pierre's, you get people like this. That's him.
What was his job, Rob?
Served as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition in the Office of Nuclear Energy.
A phenomenal hire, Mr.
What a
Joseph.
great one.
I'd like him to spend as much time with radioactive waste as possible, frankly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Just think
the whole-
about it.
Rachel Levine, the whole
It's
crew,
we're
bro.
checking all the
Listen,
boxes.
how would you like to meet Dwayne Johnson, take a picture with him, and be celebrated in front of nearly 10,000 people at Palm Beach Convention Center? Let me tell you how. Years ago, when I was a financial advisor, insurance agent, and nobody knew who I was, small time, I'm trying to make it happen. I'm trying to get to clients, but no one's answering my calls because back then there was no Instagram, email, none of this stuff. I went to the store called DSW and I would buy shoes, cheap shoes, but I would buy shoes. And I would take one of the shoes out of the box and I would put the other shoe in a box with a note in it. This was a way of being funny. And in the box, I would say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, now that I got one foot in the door, help me get the next one in. I'm a local financial advisor, et cetera, et cetera. And oh my God, I would send 100. I would get 50 calls back. They would laugh. This is so funny. No one's ever sent us a shoe. We wouldn't mind getting the other one. 20% of them would say, this is so funny that we're willing to listen to you. And I'd go to their house and I would do business with them. Now think about today. This story I'm telling you, this is 2001, 2002. Today, if you want to prospect somebody or meet somebody doing business, you know you're one contact away from your life changing. That's what happened to me many, many times in my life. Today, you can send a cold email, less than 1% chance somebody responds to you. You can DM somebody, less than 3%. Twitter is less than 5%. LinkedIn is less than 8%. However, this is why we built the app Connect. And I'm about to announce the next contest to you. On Connect app, you download the app, you send a message, but you pay for the other person to get back to you in a text, in a video, or 15-minute FaceTime call. 94% chance they respond to you on the app. That's Connect numbers. Changing people's life, creating ways for people. There's one guy that's buying buildings that were former strip clubs and turn them into rehabilitation centers. There's a guy that's raising millions of dollars just through Connect. There's a guy that's sitting there talking to others about business ideas, HR question, marriage question, relationship questions. But here's the latest contest with Connect. If you haven't downloaded it yet, the last contest we announced, we had a massive party, dinner. We came down here, had cigar, did a podcast together pretty much for 6 hours. We were together. This next one here, we have a new contest announced from July 1st, and it goes to the end of the month in the month of August. Here's how it works. The winner, the top winners of the different categories, there's 5 categories. You get on the stage at the Vault Conference. You got to buy the ticket yourself. On stage in front of 5,000 people. The winners get a championship belt. The winners go to the back and get a chance to meet Dwayne Johnson and take a picture with him. The winners get invited to a private CEO lounge at the conference. They're invited to my suite, and a sprinter will come and pick you up. You come back to my suite. We'll have a nice hour and a half conversation to get a strategy session together. And then obviously, while you're at the Vault Conference, you'll be with everybody else. The last one was such a big hit, but here's how the contest works. Lightweight category, you have 5 categories that you're not performing in. Total completed Connects, total unique Connects, total reviews, unique reviews, and money earned. The one on the left shows how many you've done. The one on the right shows where you rank in it. Lightweight is people who have never used Connect before as an expert. Right now, first place will be Stephen Hamill, then Carolyn Ariano, and that's for lightweight. Go to middleweight, Rob. Middleweight is people that are experts who have done 1 of 50 Connects. These guys are all competing against each other. You got Candace Owens at the top, who has done the most, Rob, if you can go a little higher, who has done the most Connects, done the most unique Connects, reviews, total reviews, dollars earned, and you notice she's #1 ranked on the right, except except second place and dollar. Then it's Aaron Borgman, Robert, Samuel. You'll see the names. Go lower. Then you have the heavyweight, people that have done 51 plus next. Dennis Paneva's next. First, then it's Calvin, then it's Dustin, then it's Chris Cuomo. Go lower. Then we have the home team, which is Vinny at the top. Then it's myself, then Tom. Then users, people that are asking questions. You download the Manek. You've never done it before. You simply ask people questions. Total Maneks, total unique experts you ask questions of, total dollar spent, total reviews. Maneks made public. Whoever does the most, they win. And at this point right now, it's Armstead King, then it's Clinton Breve, then it's Chandler C. And if you go below, then you have the existing users who have done Maneks before. At the top is Jeanette, Garibian today, then it's Kyle Star, and the list goes on. Anyways, if you want to be in the right environment and use the app to connect and connect with others, Manekt is slowly becoming the #1 app on social media for networking where people actually get back to you. So if you want to compete in the next contest, download the app, start Manecting today, and go on Manekt.com. Look at the Leaders Bulletin to see where you rank because it updates on a daily basis. Looking forward to seeing you compete for this next Manekt contest.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.